Hey, another video. This is off the back of a request from one of our little tribe, and drop it down in the comments who it was. They were asking about some tips on dehydrating. It's a bit more interesting than that. Bear with me. It's not going to be a long video. But I just want to get a few things, point a few things out, get a few things across, and then I'm going to crack on with my weekend, and I hope that you do the same. So bear with me, because I mean it's not as dull as you think it's going to be. So these are like the average tubs that you get mushrooms in. You know, that's kind of like the average. So you put that up against the, I think this was off the last little prep shop that I did. So there's a lot of mushrooms in there. Now I did use 3 average size mushrooms in a little bit of a fry up, but apart from that, I've not really touched them. I've not cooked them or eaten any of them. I've just dehydrated them. So to anyone out there that is a bit of a novice with dehydrating, so yeah, this one here, if you go back to the prep shop little video, which was a couple of videos back, so yeah, but basically, I mean, if you look at that, right, and they're all kind of more or less the same. So I've got 4, and I've written on there fresh mushrooms, prepped and packed. I just put the month and the year. You don't need to be putting days down. There's no need for that, not with this. This is the only way from now on where I will store, where I'll buy mushrooms for consumption further down the line. So all of that plastic tub there went onto kind of 4.5 trays, because you get 5 trays, as you know, with a dehydrator. And I've got 4 packs. That's it, which will go away. So if you're dehydrating mushrooms, bear in mind this is the best possible way moving forward of storing and keeping mushrooms long term, because I've watched a couple of videos now on canned mushrooms, and yeah, just type something like the truth about canned mushrooms, and then do a little bit of a deep dive. And then if you can find a can of mushrooms anywhere in your house that you've stashed away, get them out and have a look on the ingredients as well. And yeah, the processors that tinned. So does anyone remember me saying, yeah, you know, I could store cans of mushrooms, and then I kind of went something along the lines of, yeah, it's because I knew a few things already. You know, canned stuff is very, very practical, but it's what you have in those cans that matters. And it's perfectly legitimate and okay by the current standards, food standards, for there to be, a fair amount of maggots in your canned mushrooms. On top of the other bits that they put in there to stabilise it, and I won't be buying any more canned mushrooms. This is how I'm going to store my mushrooms from now on. Well, I have been doing, since 2022. So it is literally the only way forward, because as you're chopping mushrooms up to put into your dehydrator, try not to make them any thicker than a centimetre. Set your heat temperature to 50 Celsius and leave them to dehydrate over 10 and a half, maybe 11 hours, so that all the moisture's gone out of it. And if there is any moisture left, just put a couple of these 5-gram silica food grade moisture absorbs in there, and you'll be good to go. You know, this is the best way to store mushrooms long term, not cans. Look it up. Like I said, the truth about shop bought canned mushrooms, and yeah, and then like I said, get a can out and have a look on the back and look at the ingredients. It should just say mushrooms and brine. That's all it should say, but it doesn't. So yeah, about half a centimetre, and then out of all of those mushrooms that were in there, I had 4 trays and then just kind of a loose amount on the top. You want to pack out your bottom trays because they get the most heat. So same applies to onions. If you're going to dehydrate onions, again, this is tried and tested now. I've opened vac-packed packs, as you've seen in videos, that you know, they've been put away for quite a long time, and yeah, it's just really practical, and it constitutes really well. Don't put any really thin onions in there, and then just make sure that they're all kind of spread out so air can get to circulate in and amongst the onion rings. And again, cook in your the loudest drinker. Now, I can't stand that noise, and she'll do it for about a minute. And relax. The downside to, dehydrated onions, long term, I've shown it. I opened a pack that was from 2022 and used it in a madras, and constituted perfectly. You know, the really thick centre bits, make sure that they're all separated as well. Everything's got to be separated. Everything. Cut to about 1 centimetre. Separate all the rings. Stack them on your trays. Put them away. Again, 50 degrees Celsius for probably about 8-9 hours. And you'll have onions that you can use further down the line. And whilst we're on the subject of onions, if you buy organic onions, this stuff here is gold dust. So I haven't, because it's so extensive, I haven't written any of it down. But in order for you to find out what I'm trying to tell you, all you need to do is type in. Google is quite reliable in certain areas. Yeah, type in health benefits of onion skin tea, and the list is very extensive. So it's ridiculously good for you, this stuff. Just these, what you'd normally just throw away. I will be throwing these away because these are not organic. These were part of my little shop. So yeah, I know it was. I remember it being a lady. To the lady who wanted me to do a little bit of a demonstration of of dehydrating, then yeah, this is for you. And anyone else that's just bought a dehydrator and you're still figuring it out, it won't take long for the penny to drop, and you'll know what's what. My lion's mane has started to sprout. I'm going to leave I'll leave some videos in the description box so you can go in there. One will be about this, hopefully. No, look that up yourself. Please look that up yourself. Just Google it. Health benefits of onion skin tea. But I'll put a video. I'll list at least just one video about shop bought canned mushrooms, and an even more interesting video about lion's mane, because I've been, like I said, I've been taking it daily, every single day for a couple of years now, and now I'm growing my own, because a lot of lion's mane comes from it's imported from China, and a lot of it from very, very polluted parts of China, which is a fair chunk of it, because mushrooms are like sponges, they soak up the crap that's in the ground. If you've got shitty ground, polluted ground, it takes in shit from the air as well and holds it inside. But it can also, fresh mushrooms, or any fungus really that's edible, can also soak up vitamin D, just like your skin. So if you buy a punnet of preferably organic mushrooms and you stick them on a windowsill for a couple of hours on a sunny day, and then cook them up and eat them, the amount of vitamin D increase is ridiculous. So yeah, that's it. One of the downsides to dehydrating onions is it's going to make your house stink for a couple of days, but it's worth it. What I do is I generally wait until I'm going to be dehydrating another load of onions, and then when they're kind of dehydrated and done, I'll then make a loaf of bread, and that fills the whole house and neutralizes it. Now, in regards to the video that I put out earlier on, I was on one, right? Because I'm pissed off with the way things are, and I just think that parents need to be a hell of a lot more proactive than they are being. And there are a lot of good mums out. I believe statistically there are a lot of good mums out there that have got no idea what's going on at their schools, where their kids are. They just drop them off, pick them up, encourage them to do the homework, feed them, send them to bed, have a bath, whatever, So I'm sure that there would have been a lot of, stop blurring in and out, does man, not in. Yeah, I probably may have offended a few mums out there by saying what I said, but I stand by what I say, and what I said was never, ever, ever intended to offend or insult you. I said what I said to empower you, So yeah, that's it. Not quite sure when the next video will be. because they're random. But I am knocking stuff out regularly now. And yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Much love. If I don't speak to you before, have a lovely weekend. Ciao for now.